Do you mind the stairs? Depends what I find at the top.
Hey Downton fans, welcome to the channel. There's something about season 2 that's been bugging me for the longest time. So I've got a question for the fandom and I'm hoping you guys can help me out. Just know that there are spoilers ahead if you haven't watched season 2. As you know, my question is about this guy right here. Yeah, we can't stand him. Nothing good to say about him. He's one of the true villains of the show. But why was Major Bryant at Downton Abbey in the first place? We all know that during season 2, a portion of Downton Abbey was converted into a convalescent home for officers who were serving during World War I. So that's why he was there. But what exactly was Major Bryant convalescing from? He had no apparent injuries or issues, neither physical or mental, unless we can classify being a lying.
He really likes me though. He says he wants to get to know me better.
Smug scumbag.
If you could only see the child. He won't.
As a mental condition, we all know that Major Bryant was a major a-hole. But since this is about his lack of injury, let's watch a little refresher to remind us just how able-bodied Major Bryant really was.
Major Bryant, you're in the Armada bedroom. Do you mind the stairs? Depends what I find at the top.
He's handsome. Handsome and off limits.
You in danger, girl.
What the bloody Ethel? We were only...
I know precisely what you were doing, Major. I may not be a woman of the world, but I don't live in a sack. Now, if you will kindly take your things and go downstairs.
Again, Major Bryant was just fine from the moment he walked through Downton Abbey's doors, and I emphasize walked because I remembered him being in a wheelchair because of this scene. Well, turns out he wasn't. Does anyone else remember it this way? Alright, Major Bryant's lack of injury has been an interesting point for a while, but something that I just realized on this rewatch is that he was also at Downton Abbey for a really long time. How long was this perfectly healthy man recuperating at Downton? Glad you asked. Downton Abbey opened its doors as an officer's convalescent home in 1917, which is when Major Bryant arrived at Downton in episode 3. Episode 3 opens in July 1917. Even if it was a little later than July, we can tell it was a warm month just looking at the lighter fabrics that the Crawley ladies were wearing at the time. By the time Mrs. Hughes caught Major Bryant with Ethel in episode 4, it's March 1918 or later, which means that Major Bryant was at Downton from the summer of 1917 to at least spring 1918, almost a year. Something else that backs up this point is that Ethel had to have already been pregnant by the time Mrs. Hughes caught her with Major Bryant, and she was probably far enough along to know it too. Little Charlie had to have been conceived at some point in 1917 for the timeline to add up. We found out later in season 2 that Major Bryant was killed. Where was it, Cora?
In the Battle of Vittorio Veneto.
Right. The Battle of Vittorio Veneto was in late October to early November 1918. Even if little Charlie had been conceived in January of 1918, he wouldn't have been born until around the time Major Bryant died. And of course we know that wasn't the case because when Mrs. Hughes visits Ethel in episode 5, which opens in August 1918, the baby was already born and some months old. Plus, Ethel mentions that she'd been sending letters to Major Bryant asking him to meet the baby, which likely proves that Major Bryant was still at Downton Abbey by the time the baby was born. I'm sure many of you already noticed this, but I didn't pay attention to how long Major Bryant was at Downton until recently. So what do you guys think? Why was Major Bryant free to loaf around Downton Abbey, playing games, chilling with friends, and getting a maid pregnant?
Dancing and shopping and seeing one's friends.
Of course, it's giving plot device, but just from a character standpoint, what do you think was going on? Drop into the comments and let me know your thoughts on this. I can't wait to read them. And while you're there, let me know what else you'd like to talk about. Please like and subscribe and share this video with other Downton fans. Until next time, thanks for watching.